Hey, it's Kurt with KH Model Works. It's Father's Day 2021. And, well, you're looking at a model I was working on for my dad. I'll make a long story short. Well, basically, my father served in the Vietnam War in the United States Air Force, and he worked on the C-123. He was avionics technician. So anyway, growing up, we always wanted to have a model of a C-123, right? It was the plane he worked on, and there's every plane in the world is available as a model kit except the C-123. So anyway, there have been some not so good kits of the C-123 made over the years, but finally all of our prayers were answered. And sometime in the early part of the teens, when Rodin came out with the C-123 1/72nd scale, finally we had a nice kit of the C-123. So, my dad, got me into model building in the 80s, but then this time went on, he kind of, he just didn't have time for models anymore. And in his retirement, I tried to rekindle his interest, but he had other things he'd like to do. So, I live in Virginia, he did too, that's where I grew up. And in 2016, he moved away to Arizona, right? Because he wanted to get out of the cold, in Virginia. He was tired of the Virginia winters. He moved out there. And I go and visit, for Christmas time. And I loved, going out to Arizona, having a place to stay, seeing him, seeing my brother, having Christmas there. In the Christmas of 2017, he came up with an idea because I was going to come back in the summer of 2018 for the IPMS Nationals. The IPMS Nationals were held in Phoenix in 2018. So I'd given him this kit for his birthday or something at some point, and he came up with the idea of, when I came for Christmas in 2017, that I could build the model. And then he would finally have a C-123 model to display in his house, and then I could take it to the IPMS Nationals to have something to show. Brilliant. Awesome idea. So around Christmas of 2017, I got to work, and I think, it's hard to remember, but I got as far as getting all the inside parts painted and stuff, and maybe some major assembly. I don't really remember. So when I went out there for the Nationals in the summer of 2018, I completed major assembly and started painting, but I just couldn't get it finished, in time for the Nationals. I went out there a week early, but there just wasn't enough time. So I came back, Christmas of 2018, finished the paint job, but it still needs some touch up. And so for 2019, I was determined I was going to get out there, get the model done for him one way or another. I was going to work real hard and get it done. But unfortunately, my father passed away 2 days before I was due to arrive in 2019. So Father's Day since then has been very hard for me. But kind of want to get this one finished for him. And today seems like a good day to get this model out, have a look, and see where I am with it. So, that's the story with this. Let's take a look. So, the way I left it, because I could have, so I've painted the fuselage and the wings, and all the major parts. I got them all painted and ready to assemble. Now, the reason why I did this was I was working basically in my dad's laundry room, right? So he had this nice, big, beautiful house, and there was a laundry room, and so there was the washer and dryer, and the other side there was this nice, big, long, counter where, ostensibly it's there for folding your clothes and stuff. But, for a week at a time, he still had a whole bunch of model building tools and stuff that he brought with him. So, had most of what I needed. I brought some of my Badger airbrushes, so I had something a little bit more precise to work with. He did have a Pache H, but that was just not quite good enough, in my opinion, to spray the camo. And I was also limited to using acrylic paints. So this model was painted with Ammo of Miguel Jimenez paint. It came out pretty good. I just find it's hard to get the same amount of level of atomization that you get with lacquers. But this came out much better than I expected. So, anyway, so the reason why it's in pieces is because it would still fit in the box in pieces, right? But if I had assembled the whole thing, then it would be a lot harder to find a place to keep it, you know, between my visits like a year apart, right? So what I'm going to need to do is to, I guess, assemble the major components and then touch up the paint, or actually maybe touch up the paint first, because if you see here, there's some overspray here on the bottom of the wing, so I need to fix that. Then I can do major assembly and, you know, seam clean up and paint touch up and go from there. So I think I've got all the parts. Oh yeah, I noticed I forgot about this, but like in my rush to get the assembly done, I left out. See, you can see in these. No, can't see in this bag. But anyway, here's the seats, the instrument panel, all that stuff. I forgot to put the interior parts in before I put the the clear part on. Whoops. Yeah, good move. So I'm not sure when I'm gonna work on this or what my timeline is, but I figured this was, you know, a good day to get it out and document it and start working on it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to my story, and you know, happy Father's Day. And if your father is still with you, you know, spend time with him. And then, you know, if you can't spend time with him today, you know, make sure, if you have any questions, anything you need to know about when you were a kid, or just things you didn't know about that only your dad would be able to tell you, ask him now, because you never know. You never know. You might not have him anymore very suddenly. So, thanks again for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you watching. I'll see you next time. Take care.